This adorable little bird is actually one of the toughest survivors on the entire planet. To live through just one day, it must survive cold that would instantly kill a human. It must dive into a black, freezing ocean where a hidden hunter waits to tear it apart. And it must do all of this while protecting the most precious thing in its world. This is a single day in the life of an emperor penguin. Welcome to Antarctica, the coldest and windiest place on Earth. You wake in the freezing dark, surrounded by thousands of others just like you. The temperature is 60 degrees below zero. This cold is so extreme, it would kill almost any other creature on Earth. But you were born for this frozen world. Your dense feathers and thick fat keep you alive in the deadly chill. To beat the cold, you and the others do something truly remarkable. You huddle together, thousands of bodies pressed close, sharing warmth. Inside the huddle it stays warm, while outside a deadly blizzard howls. You take turns, rotating from the freezing edge to the warm center. This teamwork is the only reason any of you survive the winter. Alone you would freeze within hours. Together you endure. But surviving the cold is only your first challenge of the day. You are hungry, painfully hungry. You have not eaten in days, and your energy is fading fast. To find food, you must leave the safety of the colony. The ocean, full of fish, lies many miles away across the ice. So you begin the long, exhausting march to the sea. You waddle forward, step by step, across the frozen wilderness. On land, you look clumsy and slow, but you never give up. To save energy, you sometimes flop onto your belly and slide. Sliding on the ice like a sled, you glide forward with ease. The journey is long and dangerous, but the sea is your only hope. Finally, after miles of ice, you see it, the open ocean. But the ocean holds both your food and your deadliest enemy. You stand at the edge of the ice, staring into the dark water below. You are afraid, and for good reason. Danger could be waiting beneath the surface. A leopard seal, your greatest predator, may be lurking just below. So you wait, letting braver penguins dive in first. Then, all at once, the group leaps into the sea together. Diving together confuses predators and improves everyone's chances. You take a breath and plunge into the icy water. And instantly, everything changes. The clumsy bird from the land is gone. Underwater, you become one of the ocean's most graceful hunters. You fly through the water, twisting and turning with incredible speed. You can dive deeper than almost any other bird on Earth. You hunt for fish, squid, and krill in the freezing depths. You chase a school of fish, snapping them up one by one. After days of hunger, you finally fill your belly. But as you feed, you have let your guard down. Suddenly, a massive shadow appears in the water. The leopard seal has found you. This powerful predator is fast, fierce, and deadly. In an instant, the chase is on. You dart and twist through the water, swimming for your life. The seal is faster, but you are more agile. You use every trick you know, dodging and weaving. Your only safety is back on the ice above. With the seal right behind you, you rocket toward the surface. You burst out of the water and shoot up onto the ice. You made it, safe, by only a moment. The leopard seal snaps at the surface, but you are out of reach. Your heart pounds. That was far too close. This is the constant danger of life as a penguin. Well fed at last, you begin the long journey back to the colony. You carry precious food in your belly for what comes next. Because for a penguin, life is about far more than just survival. It is also about family. Each year, the entire colony gathers for one great purpose: to find a mate and raise a chick. You call out across the colony, searching for your partner. Your unique call can be recognized among thousands of others. Finally, you find each other in the crowd. You greet your mate with a beautiful bonding display. You bow to each other, calling together, strengthening your bond. Emperor penguins often stay with the same partner for the season. Together, you will face the hardest challenge of all. Soon, your mate lays a single, precious egg. This one egg is now the most important thing in your entire world. Now comes one of the most amazing acts in all of nature. The mother must return to the sea to feed, so she carefully passes the egg to you. This transfer is incredibly delicate. One mistake and the egg will freeze. You gently roll the egg onto your feet, tucking it under a warm fold of skin. Now it is your turn to protect this fragile new life. The mother, exhausted and hungry, must leave for the distant ocean. She will be gone for 2 long months, and so begins the hardest test of your life. For 2 months, you must keep the egg warm through the brutal winter. You cannot eat, you cannot leave, you can only stand and endure. The Antarctic winter is the harshest on Earth, with brutal winds and endless night. Temperatures plunge, and blizzards batter you day after day. Once again, you and the other fathers huddle together to survive. Thousands of devoted fathers, each protecting a tiny life on their feet. Slowly, painfully, you begin to lose weight, surviving on your fat reserves alone. Then, after 2 long months of waiting, you feel something move. The egg begins to crack. New life is coming. A tiny, fragile chick pushes its way into the world. You gaze down at your chick for the very first time. It is small, helpless, and completely dependent on you. You tuck the chick safely into your warm brood pouch. But you have a problem. You have no food left to give. So your body produces a special milk to feed your hungry chick. It is just enough to keep the chick alive for a little while longer. You are starving now and desperately weak. You have not eaten in nearly 4 months. You need your mate to return, and soon, or you will both die. Then, in the distance, you see them. The mothers are returning. Fat and full of food from the sea, your mate has come back. She finds you by your call and sees her chick for the first time. Now it is your turn. Starving, you must finally return to the sea. You leave your chick in your mate's care and begin the long march. You have survived the impossible, and now you must eat or die. Back at the colony, the chick grows quickly under its mother's care. The mother feeds the chick fish from the sea, and it grows stronger each day. For weeks, the parents take turns, one feeding while the other hunts. The chick becomes a ball of soft gray fluff, growing bigger and bolder. Soon, the chick is too big to hide under a parent. Now the young chicks gather together in a group called a creche. In the creche, the chicks huddle for warmth and safety while parents hunt. But danger still lurks, even here on the ice. Giant petrels and skuas hunt the young, weak, and unguarded chicks. The chicks stay close together for protection against these attackers. Life for a young penguin is dangerous, and many do not survive. But with devoted parents, your chick has a fighting chance. As the weeks pass, the Antarctic summer slowly arrives. The days grow longer, and the brutal cold begins to ease. Your chick has grown large and strong, no longer a tiny ball of fluff. Now it must lose its soft down and grow its first waterproof feathers. This process is called molting, and it takes time. Until it has these feathers, the chick cannot enter the water. Slowly, the fluffy gray down falls away, and underneath, sleek, waterproof adult feathers appear. Your chick is transforming into a young adult penguin. Soon, it will be ready to face the ocean on its own. By now, the parents feed the chick less and less. The young penguin must learn to survive without them. Driven by hunger, it slowly makes its way toward the sea. This is the moment it has been growing toward its entire short life. The moment it enters the ocean for the very first time. With a leap of courage, the young penguin dives into the sea. At first it is clumsy, but instinct quickly takes over. Within moments, it is swimming, diving, and hunting on its own. The ocean is now its home, just as it was for its parents. And so, the incredible cycle of penguin life begins again. Emperor penguins are the largest of all penguin species. They can grow over 4 feet tall and dive deeper than any other bird. There are 17 different species of penguins in the world, and not all of them live in the ice and snow. Some penguins live in warm places, from Africa to the Galapagos Islands. But all penguins share the same incredible spirit of survival. They are perfectly built for a life spent between land and sea. Clumsy on land, but graceful and powerful beneath the waves. They are some of the toughest and most devoted animals on Earth. And their story of survival is one of the most amazing in all of nature. As this single day comes to an end, You reflect on all you have survived. You faced killing cold, a deadly predator, and endless hunger. And through it all, you protected the ones you love. This is the life of a penguin, a daily battle for survival. A life of hardship, but also of family, loyalty, and love. Few animals endure what you endure day after day. But even the mighty penguin now faces a new and growing threat. As the planet warms, the sea ice they depend on is slowly melting. Without stable ice, penguins struggle to raise their chicks. Their frozen world, once endless, is now under threat. The survival of these amazing birds now depends partly on us. By protecting their home, we can help ensure penguins thrive for generations. These tough little survivors have earned their place on our planet. For millions of years, they have endured the harshest place on Earth. And with a little help, they will endure for millions more. Think about the journey you have taken today through the eyes of a penguin. You marched for miles across the ice on tiny legs. You dove into a freezing ocean and outraced a deadly hunter. You survived cold that no human could ever endure. And you protected a fragile new life against impossible odds. All of this in just a single day. The penguin may be small, but its courage is enormous. It is a true survivor in one of the most unforgiving places on Earth. Next time you see a penguin, remember what it truly is. Not just an adorable bird, but one of nature's toughest champions. A devoted parent, a fearless hunter, and a master of survival. In the frozen silence of Antarctica, life finds a way. And the emperor penguin endures, as it always has. Season after season, generation after generation. A story of survival written across millions of years. A story that continues with every new chick that hatches on the ice. This was a day in the life of a penguin. A life of hardship, courage, family, and survival. Thank you for joining this journey into the frozen wild. If you enjoyed this journey into the wild, like and subscribe for more incredible stories from the animal kingdom.